What's up, Warriors? This is Chris from the Weight Warriors podcast. Welcome to episode number 3. So today I just want it to be a quick, simple episode. Talk about kind of the challenges, the next step. I already gave you guys the secret to weight loss and kind of how to implement that. And then hopefully in the next week or two, I'm planning on a really big one that it's going to be hopefully really helpful for you. Okay, so we talked about the secret of weight loss in the last episode, and very simple. And the secret was, how much do you consume versus how much do you expend? Your body uses a certain amount of calories every day just to be alive. If you were to lay in bed, not move for a whole day, your body would consume a certain amount of calories. Now, as long as you consume the same or less calories than what your body burns during that 24-hour period, then you can lose weight without doing any kind of physical activity or anything like that. Now, I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. They're ineffective. I hope you guys had a good holiday. Happy New Year's. This time of year is very big as far as people making changes, and is what leads me to not believe in New Year's resolutions. What I do believe in is lifestyle changes. New Year's resolutions are generally vague and not super specific, and just the mindset, it's this new year, this year, I'm going to do something. You're already putting, worst case scenario, an end date to your resolution, to your goal, and that's a year at the end of the year. And it's not a surprise that most resolutions fail within the first month. You know, like you don't have deep enough motivation. Motivations that are based off of, oh, I want to fit into this bathing suit or whatever, like they don't really have any kind of weight to them. I'm like, yeah, it'd be nice, you know, if you were in great shape and everything, but, you know, on the grand scheme of things, if you have weight to lose, that means you're on the side of not doing things. If you can look at it like a scale, the side of not doing things is a pretty heavy side of the scale. If you throw something on there like, oh, I want to fit into this swimming suit, or I want to lose 15 pounds for my wedding or something like that, it's really not something that's going to tip that scale. The thing that's on the scale that is holding you back, that's preventing you from losing the weight, has been there for some time. So you have to counteract that with something else that has been there for some time on the other end. If you want to successfully lose weight, you can't have the mentality that I just want to like slim down a little bit so I can whatever, you know, or I just want to look better or feel more confident or anything like that. You need to focus on a long-term goal, something that will carry weight for years to come. To me, that is health. Now, it would be awesome to be able to be in good shape and all of that. But what happens when that happens? You know, what's my real motivation for continuing it? You know, and we're not finding myself sliding backwards and kind of relaxing. And so that's why it's really important to have the mentality of, I need to make a change that I can do for the rest of my life. Are you going to have to count calories? Are you going to have to count steps the rest of your life? Probably not. The thing is what you're doing right now, where you're starting to count your calories, you're counting your steps, you are teaching yourself. You are learning what you're doing. You're taking the accountability for those actions. You're putting something specific with it. It's one thing, you're like, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't have these breakfast burritos. They're so good, but, you know, I imagine, they're probably not very healthy for me or whatever. And then you sit down and you look at it and you're like, oh, well, that breakfast burrito was 1,500 calories. So if I want to eat one of those, then I got to plan on a crazy small meals the rest of the day. So those are the kinds of things that you should be coming to grips with and opening your mind to at this point in your progress. Hopefully you're doing something, you're starting to be active, you're starting to, take accountability for the actions that you take, whether that's physically or whether that's with the calories that you eat. There needs to be a way for you to know what is going on with your body. Once you got that figured out, it's like anything. You've learned it. You can just do it. If you overeat, like I definitely do, there's a learning period for your body to recalibrate itself. What it thinks is full, what it thinks is hungry, what is it to be thirsty. There's all kinds of things that your body is just completely out of whack on and just not in practice. It's just out of practice. So hopefully things have been going well for you as far as your goals and what you're working on. Continue to make those steps. Continue to work on your exercise. We're going to be talking about some specifics as far as exercise goes in the next couple of weeks. So the focus would be, I would say, is to get yourself to where you can walk for 30 minutes a day. So if you need to walk at a certain amount of time for a week and then step it up, go ahead and do that. You should be able to step up your time after a week. Okay, so that is going to be your focus as far as physical activity. If you're coming from nothing, walking is probably the best thing you can do. It's very low impact. If walking is not something you're physically able to do, then it would be to, be active and be moving. And, some of the stuff I'll go over won't apply to you until you're able to get that point where you can walk. But that's the biggest thing, is start counting those calories, figuring out what you're eating, start game planning, because you need to be able to get under budget as far as your calories go, and you need to find a way to be able to be active. So, and then the last thing I'm going to talk about is my own progress. I'm still working out the format of this podcast, so we'll be trying different formats until I find something that fits my schedule and the things I'm able to do at this moment. So my goals. I've started counting my calories, and I definitely right on as far as my suspicions about my struggles. That breakfast burrito example I gave was my real life breakfast burrito example. I've counted calories before, and I've come to kind of get a fair understanding of kind of what to expect, so I'm not usually too caught off guard, but at my work they have a grill and you can go and get food there, and it's pretty cheap and affordable and convenient. And so I go get a breakfast burrito with sausage and hash browns and eggs and cheese, and it is good. It's delicious. It's like what you want first thing in the morning. Super hot. Just great. So I went in and I put all the ingredients in it, and it came out to about 1,500 calories. So that's going to take some adjusting. And if you remember, the point is not to eliminate anything. If you love something, if you like something, then you should find a way to enjoy that. Should I go and get a breakfast burrito every day and eat the whole thing? I don't think so. I don't think that's a good long-term strategy. Maybe I get a breakfast burrito once in a while. Maybe I eat half of one. You don't necessarily need 1,500 calories worth of breakfast burrito to get through the day. So it's just kind of things like that, adjusting. Exercise, I think, has gone pretty well. I've been going to the gym on a regular basis. The holidays have thrown me off a bit, between, like family obligations and the holiday gym schedule, there's been a few days where I just haven't been able to make it, even though I would have if that hadn't come up. I say this is, last thing I want to point out to you is this is something that you're going to have to constantly deal with. You're going to have to be prepared. The reason why I didn't go to the gym on those days, it wasn't because the hours were short or because I had family obligations. It was because I didn't plan ahead enough. You're going to find that there's always things that are making whatever you're trying to do just not work, or it's inconvenient. There's always going to be something that makes it a challenge. The point is, and the strategy that works is to learn from those things. So, okay, holidays are kind of a challenge. There's limited gym hours. I have all these other obligations I have to get taken care of. What am I going to do next time? Okay, so I need to go to the gym in the mornings so that I can get to the gym that day, because that's a priority. So remember, it's okay to be selfish when it comes to your health. When you're flying on an airplane, they don't say, hey, if we lose cabin pressure, go around and start putting people's masks on for them. They always say, put your own mask on first, and then you can go and help them. And that's the same as far as when it comes to your health. You need to take care of yourself. You need to put this as a need, as a necessity, as a priority. You need to make it happen. So I just wanted to say thank you for listening. This has been Chris with the Weight Warriors podcast. I just wanted to remind you of our website, thewarriorsnetwork.com. Please jump on there. Feel free to leave a comment on my blog post for this episode. I would love to hear from you, and I would love to share your questions or your stories in future episodes. And until next time, we can do more together.